No, Larry said he is.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, Larry.
He has a manager, one way or the other.
Yep, I agree.
All right, we'll go ahead and get started with Larry and Kristen Shaw. We'll add them in. So first thing we gotta do is my favorite meeting as president, the organizational meeting where we vote in new people. So first thing we need is a call to order. Oh, that's right. Good. All right, so we need a roll call.
Josh.
Yep.
Jake.
Present, yes.
Karen.
Yep.
Paul.
Yes.
Kate. Yep. Larry. Tim.
All right, now we get to elect new officers. And the slate is Jake Yanchar as president, Kate Patron as vice president, and Paul Newman as secretary. We need a motion. You said a motion? We need a motion for the election of those officers. Okay, and we need a second. I guess I'll second. Is everybody else on with it?
Thought you might.
Roll call on that vote, please.
Josh.
Yes.
Jake.
Yes.
Karen.
Yes.
Paul.
Yes.
Kate.
Yeah.
Larry.
Yeah. All right. Before we swear in the officers, I just want to say thank you to everybody for helping me get through a difficult year. I apologize for all the things I screwed up. Thank you for all the things you helped me get right. And I do think that the library as a whole is in a better place going into this year than we were going into 2021. Here's some good things going forward. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, somebody can swear it in.
Wait.
Pleasure.
All right.
Resigning?
Right.
Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge your duties as an officer of the Board of Trustees of the Javits County Public Library of Javits County, Ohio, to the best of your ability and in accordance with the law now in effect and hereinafter to be enacted during your term of office?
I do.
Oh,
You. Paul. Oh, I do.
I can say what you do.
Okay, I guess I'm taking over. The next item on the organizational board meeting is the appointment of the fiscal officer and swearing in, and the appointment of the deputy fiscal officer.
I move we appoint the fiscal officer and deputy fiscal officer as bonds specified in the board packet.
I second that.
Roll call, please.
Okay, Josh.
Yes.
Larry.
Yeah.
Jake.
Yes.
Karen. Paul.
Yes.
Kate.
Yes.
And I believe Paul has the oath.
Did we appoint the deputy fiscal officer?
We did the
Yeah,
vote together.
together.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge your duties as a fiscal officer of the Javits County Public Library in Javits County, Ohio, to the best of your ability and in accordance with laws now in effect and hereinafter to be enacted during your term of office?
Right.
Okay.
Ready? Next on the agenda is the appointment of our director with the salary and compensation as specified in our memo, item 7.
So we'll
I'll second that.
Excellent. Roll call, please.
Josh.
Yes.
Larry.
Yes.
Jake.
Yes.
Karen,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Kate.
Yes.
Welcome officially, I guess. Okay, we have item 8 is the approval of the bylaws for 2022.
So moved.
Need a motion?
Second.
Second. Roll call, please. Any questions on any of these or further discussion?
The changes are sort of, well, I guess in a sense, they're like extra major. Nice thing I think they spend.
I agree. Roll call, please, yes.
Josh,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
Jake,
Yes.
Karen,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Kate.
Yes.
Chris and I went, next is approval of the committee, no, the org chart, I'm sorry. We need a motion to approve the new organizational chart.
So moved?
Several.
Yeah,
That's okay.
Sorry.
Do I have a second? Paul, I think, made a motion to approve the org charts.
I have a change.
Okay.
Any further discussion on the org charts? We went through these pretty in-depth and had them explained to us. Personnel committee
Personnel committee, yes.
made complete sense to me. Any other questions or discussion? Roll call then?
Kristen,
Yes.
Josh,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
Jake,
Yes.
Karen,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Kate.
Yes.
The agenda has personnel policies 131 to 1.
That, the org chart is those policies.
Got
Those
it.
policies are the org chart.
Excellent. Okay. And we have a little bit of shuffling on the committee assignments, but not much change. Did everyone have a chance to see where you've been slotted and any requests to change, or I think they make sense? Again, I talked to Chris about these, we looked at them. If not, I need a motion to approve the committees.
So moved.
I move we approve the reassignments.
Paul beat you to it, we got a first. Okay, roll call, please.
Josh,
Yes.
Kristen,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
Jake,
Yes.
Karen,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Kate.
Yes.
Okay, welcome to the committee. Lisa, can you help me with the next couple on the petty cash?
Yeah,
The petty cash drawer and the fiscal officer's permission to invest monies.
right, I need approval of the petty cash and the cash drawer amounts, and I highlighted the changes. Thompson has been having a little bit of difficulty keeping change in their drawer, so we're gonna up it and also give them petty cash. They've never had petty cash before because they work there in the building. So I need approval for those amounts. Second.
This is for the approval for the petty cash.
You want to do one? Okay, petty cash.
You can do them all together, I guess.
Yeah, I don't care.
But, and then, so we're also adding,
You want to do petty cash and cash flow together?
sure,
Okay.
yes, sorry.
Kristen,
Yes.
Josh,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
Jake,
Yes.
Karen,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Kate. Okay, and then I need approvals to invest monies as needed. That just means I can move it between investments that is needed throughout the year, and I have where they are right now. Right now, general fund that's not in checking, and the building repair fund money goes to Star Ohio. And the First National Bank is in a money market, and then the capital improvements that are invested with First National Bank investment. But this allows me, if, like, the money market has a higher interest rate, to move money into that without going forward.
I move to allow fiscal officer to invest monies. That part work.
I second.
Other discussion or otherwise roll call, please?
Kristen,
Yes.
Josh,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
Jake,
Yes.
Karen,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Kate.
Yes.
And I have the, I thought I had the stock values in
Yeah. On the left page.
Okay, I don't have it. It's on the last page. Oh, I don't have my. Okay. No, I lost my work. I got for a minute. Okay, yeah, the investments, the stock, and then also a 4-year comparison of actual revenue and expenses.
Awesome. I think that is all we had to accomplish for the organizational meeting. If there's nothing else, motion to adjourn the board meeting.
I move that we adjourn the organization meeting.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, let's call to order the regular meeting of the Board of Trustees. Roll call, please.
Kristen?
Yes.
Josh?
Yep.
Larry?
Yeah.
Jake?
Yes.
Karen? Yep. Paul?
Yes.
Kate?
We need an approval for the December board meeting minutes. Any issues?
I move that we accept the December 14 meeting minutes.
I have one quick question. I remember last time we had to vote on the electric charging thing, and we thought we didn't have enough to pass it.
Clarification, yes, we need clarification.
Yeah, did that
Yes,
pass by the
yes.
rules?
It did pass by the rules and it's in the minutes.
Okay, and I second the motion for the minutes.
Roll call for the approval of the minutes, please.
Kristen?
Yes.
Josh?
Yep.
Larry?
Yes.
Jake?
Yes.
Karen? Yep. Paul?
Yes.
Kate?
And is there any changes or additions to the agenda? If not, we need a motion to approve it as is. No changes, okay.
Move to approve the agenda.
I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Kristen?
Yep.
Josh?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Jake?
Yes.
Karen? Paul?
Yes.
Kate?
Chris? What,
No communication.
communication?
No.
None? Okay, fiscal officer's report.
All right, I need approval for the December disbursement and, yeah.
So moved.
Second.
No other questions? Roll call, please.
Kristen?
Yes.
Josh?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Jake?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Kate?
Yes.
And I'm requesting approval to remove Josh Hutchinson and add Jake Jangar as the authorized signer on all banking and investment accounts.
I move for that.
Second.
That require a roll call? I guess
Yes.
that would require one, yep.
Kristen?
Yes.
Josh?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Jake?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Kate?
Yes.
And I'm requesting the board appoint Karen Delano as credit card compliance officer for 2022.
Paul made the motion.
I'll second. Thank you for doing this again.
Exactly.
No other questions? Roll call, please.
Kristen?
Yes.
Josh?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Jake?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Kate?
Yes.
And I'm requesting approval to post a request for qualifications, one for a professional architect and design firm, and the other for landscape design firms. This allows the library to choose from those qualifications, a qualified design professional, if their fees would be under $50,000. If it's anything over that would, we have to go through the whole bidding process, or the whole qualification process. But if we have this, we don't, and we're planning hopefully some small projects that will need design.
So moved.
I'll second.
Further discussion? Roll call, please.
Kristen?
Yes.
Josh?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Jake?
Yes.
Karen?
Yep.
Paul?
Yes.
Kate? And I'm requesting approval for the library's participation in the Kinder Foundation Summer Intern Grant Program. There's information in the board packet on that.
This is a,
Anybody have any questions about it before I say, let's do it?
can you refresh my recollection that we pay them and then we get reimbursed, but I mean, it's no cost to us and we have a college kid helping learning and that's something.
Right, I think Becky was the one that started this, and so she requested $7,400 based on what salary?
11 weeks of 40-hour weeks at $50 an hour. So the Cleveland Foundation gives us $7,400 to pay for salary and $1,000 for expenses, for extra mileage, and maybe the laptop, things like that.
But we will probably have expense because we'll have to pay overs on top of that,
That one.
unless we adjust the salary down. But it won't be, it's not gonna get 14% of 7,400 and then a small amount for Medicare.
Okay. How do we, so this is just been posted and people can apply and,
No, it's through Cleveland Foundation,
Oh, I see.
they handle all the interns.
got it.
Tell me if I'm wrong.
No, so when you apply to be a host site, and when you get awarded to be a host site, then they put the applications for this internships out to students. So they're now currently taking applications from students to be involved in the internship
Got
program.
it.
Then they match students with host sites.
Cool, okay.
So it's a benefit to some student who will be her intern, see how the library works, and I think it's a good way.
Any motion? Roll call, Chris, please.
Kristen? Yes. Josh?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Jake?
Yes.
Karen? Yes. Paul?
Yes.
Kate?
Yes.
I just wanted to mention that the IRS mileage, at the last meeting, the board approved to use the IRS mileage for reimbursement. And it is posted at 58 cents a mile. And it was 2021, 56, so of course, it went up. And then the carryover balances are there for you in a kind of explanation of why they were higher than expected, which should go down as soon as we get our reserve funds and everything set up.
What is that?
We just got the study, we got the draft study. And then we need to set up a meeting with the principal of the company and, there's some minor changes, one changes and stuff.
Feels like it's taking forever.
It is, it feels like. I had hoped to get it done at the December meeting and have everything transferred, but we didn't get it back. The man that was doing it was very good.
Do you think it's likely to be ready for the February board?
That's my hope. I'm hoping for February.
They don't want to do that.
Right. Right, we want to get it done. Yeah. And this is where I had the work, not the organization. The comparisons before you. That's it.
Do we know, sorry if I forgot, do we have a plan for when that comes in, how it's gonna be filtered through the board? We have the personnel committee gonna review it first, or are we all gonna get it? Didn't we have some discussion
I thought
on
the
this?
facility
So-
committee would review the,
That's right.
with the reserve study and then refresh themselves on the facility study. There's a resolution that goes along with it that would have to be approved by the board. So there's going to be like a packet of information, but I don't know if we can get that all done before the February board meeting to go to the finance committee with the amount that they're recommending transferred every year.
Okay.
So, hey, it's up to the board, it's up to the committees if they want it to go through two committee reviews before we bring it to the board.
I don't care what, it's finance.
Finance is Karen, Paul, and Larry. And then facilities is Paul, Kristen, and Kate.
So what do you think? It's a question of, do both of us need to go over all the material and approve it, or do you want to assign it to one committee and not the other committee, and how do you want to?
What's the minutes?
Well, it's a facilities and a reserve study, so that's why we're thinking facilities committee needs to be in it, because it's going over all the components that would be replaced. And then the facility study was done before we built in here in Thompson, but it also has Chardon in it. So I was gonna have them review that because it was done.
Okay, so it's the reserve. for
But then
what we're gonna do with Charter.
Right, and then when we're transferring, there's a certain amount of money that the reserve study and facility study recommends. One for just ongoing, replacements, repairs, and then one for specifically for Charter, the building of Charter Library.
I think we approved this, then we would do a reserve fund after we went through.
You approved a new capital fund, but it's not the same as the reserve fund. So they'll have,
So we have those, all right.
yeah, you approved 250, for me to set aside $250,000 a year, if possible, at the end of the year to go towards Chardon, and that would go into the 401, the building and repair fund.
Right. But I thought after you did the plan commission, everybody said, yeah.
Oh, last year?
Yeah.
You approved us going out to get the reserves done, right? Yeah, you approved us having the
So
work
as
done.
in principle, we were saying, yes, we do this, especially doesn't go auditor.
Right, everybody was in agreement, but it's just a formal resolution that has to be approved by the board. Right. Next one or two.
But the question of which committee,
So after they finish the facilities, then finance? Is that what you were
it could go that way, but it doesn't have to. So that's, do you want to look at two? That's the question.
You want to go through both?
Well, I'm gonna have,
Who comes up with the number?
The reserve study is done by the company that does reserve studies. They recommend an amount based on when things will have to be repaired or replaced. The facility study we received a total estimate amount based on square footage needed and construction costs. And then you just, we have to have it in 10 years, divide that by 10, you know how much you have to put aside every year.
I don't know, some feelings either way, but it just seems like somebody should look at it to see how much, if there's any holes in these numbers or something, so we're not,
Okay,
without time trying to explain it later.
okay, no, if you vote, that's fine.
Yep, and then it was another review board and that.
Right,
All right.
that's what you do.
Awesome. Anything else, Lisa? I think that was it.
I think that's it.
You've been great. Thank you. Chris, director's report, please.
Okay, in addition, just a couple things I want to highlight when you came in today. If you use the automatic door, it shows the most recent changes. That was a long time item on our punch list that required a lot of work on Pastor Jolly's part to get that done. And it looks like they're operating and we haven't had any problems since they were fixed on Monday of last Monday. The 211 direct access for patrons at Charter Middlefield is moving ahead. We have training for staff tomorrow, and then it will be in place for Monday. We are preparing to return the OCLC ILL World Share Service to patrons, and hopefully we'll be ready to go early February with that. And then the biggest thing that took place, we had so many staff out who were quarantining or actually had COVID. We did reduce hours, but we were, even with staff shortages, able to bring the hours back with the new year on January 3rd. But due to concerns with staffing and with COVID, we postponed most in-person programming to start in February, where we moved programs to virtual. So the staff did a great job managing all of those changes very quickly and handling that. And in addition, we distributed almost 40,000 COVID test kits to the community. Our last distribution was a week ago Monday, where we got approximately 3,500 out that day. I am working with the Department of Health and Emergency Services to kind of streamline the process for all of Geauga County patrons on how to get, or residents on how to get COVID test kits. And we continue to work with the State Department of Health and our allocation for tests. Tax services are coming back to Bainbridge, Chardon, and Middlefield. Last year, we were only able to do Bainbridge and Middlefield, and this year we were able to add Chardon back. They did not have enough volunteers to do all 4 of the larger branches. So they asked that we concentrate on those 3 branches. And that is all I have to add to my report.
Great, thank you. Human Resources Report, item 8 on the agenda.
The only thing I have at this time is the human resource actions that need approval. 5 new hires, 1 resignation, and 2 promotions.
So moved.
Second. Roll call with no further discussion.
Kristen?
Yes.
Josh?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Jake?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Kate?
Thank you. We have a local manager's report.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Bainbridge. I wanted to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about some of our programming accomplishments in the last year. So I'm starting by passing out Fieldstone Farms' recent catalog. You'll see the library's program highlighted on page 1 and 2. This is a really great collaboration where local kids can attend the program and learn how to read with non-judgmental audiences, aka mini ponies and horses. So Mary Baylog put it together earlier this year. It's sponsored by the foundation, so it really is a great local collaborative program that we're really excited about. For adults, we have our Quilt Block Party monthly. It's one of our most popular programs here at Bainbridge, and it actually started at our Chardon branch when Colleen Powers worked there in 2018. She joined our team here last year and brought it here, and we average around 40 people, both in person and virtually. The feedback is always wonderful, and people are really excited to keep coming back. For adults, we also do our wellness programs. So we do 3 to 4 yoga programs a month, and then we also do 2 meditation programs. They draw about 15 people per program, and the nice thing is we offer them in a hybrid model. So in a month like January, where we couldn't do in-person program, suddenly people could still attend virtually where they're so comfortable. Plus, some people prefer to do yoga in their own home as opposed to in front of a group, so we understand that too. As Chris mentioned, we started to take our reservations here for AARP taxes. Our patrons are so excited, especially as they can register so early this year. So we're going to start here at Bainbridge on February 1st, and we have 280 appointments. Right now, as of today, we have about 30% of those appointments full. So I know marketing is going to start advertising those, so we're excited to see more. Mary Crotty, who works in IT as our technology trainer, does a great job leading the training courses here for our Inspiration Station, and that the numbers just kind of speak for themselves, because in December we had more than 5 people per day using the Inspiration Station every day of the month. So it really is a resource. I mean, you should have seen the projects that people were making as Christmas gifts and all sorts of things for guests. It was really great. And our staff is also now trained on the machines, really excited to use it for programming. Mary's done programs with the Girl Scouts. We've had other staff members do programs with teens and adults. So it's really starting to be a community resource people can use. So in general, you know, our team has been able to pivot really quickly to the changing circumstances that we're all getting really good at adapting to. But most of all, I mean, I just think it's really impressive that last year our program attendance was about 78% of where it was in 2019, and we didn't even do in-person programming for half the year. So I'm really excited to see that number increase, and I think it just kind of shows how much the community wanted the new Bainbridge building and how excited they are to be here.
Cool, thank you. Okay, committee reports. Personnel committee.
We had a meeting and voted to do stuff.
Please speak up more.
So the personnel committee met and talked about some of the things we've already voted about. Were part of our purview that day, but we had looked at the possibility of doing a vaccination policy, and Chris recommended we didn't really have to because the OLC says we don't have to comply with the OSHA report emergency temporary standard. So, and that's kind of included this one anyway. So we at this point won't have a vaccination policy. We went over the org chart and we already voted on that, so that's fine. Job descriptions, we talked about, maybe is this just some tweaks to the job descriptions, reworking some things. So, shifting some employees to exempt status, which means they're not subject to overtime. Is that what they? Yes, overtime pay. Overtime pay. In 4 of the job titles, as you see in the packet, we did, what else did we do? Yes, we talked about how personnel policy manual updates should be handled in the coming year. Since both the personnel manual and the operating manual need to be updated, the separate committees will go over each. So no one committee has to do, policy doesn't have to do all of it. You can handle some of the personnel issues. And really, have I gone, that's about it? Yes, I mean, I'm saying it as fast as I can. I think it's all smooth.
Yes, there will be 3 things that we're asking for approval of, and that would be the shipping and receiving job description, the changes to the adult services job description, which are very minor, and approval of personnel policy 270, which is the changing of classification from non-exempt to exempt for assistant managers, the collection development librarians, and the technology trainer.
And we checked for grade.
Yes, and we changed their grades.
Same pay, but
So
All right, let's
do you
take
want
those.
to do this all at once?
No, I think they would all, the, all pretty separate,
Okay,
I think.
then no problem.
So does someone have a motion to approve the new shipping and receiving clerk job description?
I move that we approve shipping clerk and receiving clerk job descriptions.
All second. Okay, great.
Roll call, please.
Kristen?
Yes.
Josh?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Jake?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Kate?
Yes.
Okay,
And I will move that we accept the new adult services assistant, a minor tweak to that position description.
roll call, Chris, please.
Kristen? Yes. Josh?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Jake?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Kate?
Yes. Is there another on this one?
Policy 270.
All right, yes. So
And roll.
then I move that we accept policy 270.
can I add real quick to that, just so you're aware, I think it's the agenda, it says that policy, you're approving policy 270, but then that also means like the job description will be changed. The org chart was changed, you already approved that. I can't remember, there's something, any accompanying paperwork will also
It'll
be changed
cascade.
without coming back to you. So you can just
Thanks for pointing that out. Yep, okay.
Yeah.
Did we have Kate made the motion? All second? Roll call, please, Chris?
Kristen?
Yes.
Josh?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Jake?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Kate?
Yes.
Excellent. That's it, thank you, Kate. Chris or Lisa, I don't know who did the notes for that meeting, but those were super helpful.
That was Lisa.
Thank you. Yep. Chris, next is unfinished business. I don't think Josh cleared up the electric stations, which was not really unfinished. But if there's nothing there, let's move on to new business.
Okay, I have to read this. This is kind of tricky. So I am requesting approval to forgive fines that were accrued in 2020 after we closed. And the reason we would like to turn collections back on in February, we haven't had collections on since then. And there were some fines accrued during that time, and that was the time when we were closed for a long period of time. Then we were requesting patrons keep their materials because we were quarantining them and we were overflowing with materials. And there were just frequent changes, and we were not consistently, we found that there were times where we were not consistently discharging items fine-free. So we found some mistakes there. So before we turn collections back on, we would just like to clean this up for patrons so that they're not going into collections based on fines or fees accrued during that period. And it's approximately 12,000. It's actually a little bit lower, but we're not sure if we missed anything. So that's why we made it approximately 12,000.
All right, any other questions about it?
So we're turning the fine collections back on?
Yes. So as soon as we get this all cleaned up, and we're hoping to do that the first week of February, we'll turn collections back on.
Is that a change, that was something that, when I first came, is that a change of mind? That we're gonna forgive them, or, and now we're going back to collecting them?
We don't usually forgive. Oh, collections is, if someone owes more than $25,
Oh,
that's what that is.
you're just turning collections.
Right.
Is
Yeah,
the fine
it's
still forgiven?
It's still fine free, but this is just
But
fine
people
for
still-
lost materials or.
Yeah, people still get fined
Okay,
and fees for lost materials.
I understand, I didn't understand.
Yeah, okay, sure.
If there's no other questions or comments, we have a roll call. Please, Chris, we have a motion in a second.
Kristen?
Yes.
Josh?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Jake?
Yes.
Karen? Paul?
Yes.
Kate?
Yes. Excellent. The second item under new business is approval of the 2022 Foundation Memorandum of Understanding.
Yes. This was amended with Kathy Leary and Kate and Lisa and I worked on this. The foundation has approved it and one of their officers signed it today. So,
This also has, I don't know if you remember, but we went to, an attorney, I can't think of his name right now. And he, because there was questions about legalities and how it works with Becky doing the foundation, the director, but she's our employee. Anyhow, so there was the language in here, the employee relations, that's all the language that he recommended be incorporated into the MOU for this year. But we just kind of waited and did a clean start in January rather than do it, I don't know, what was it, August, September, or October.
I have a question for Becky. If this is signed, will we now be able to understand what we're supposed to do? The job description?
Yes, we're getting there, Larry. Thank you for asking. Part of that is working with Chris on my new job description.
Yeah.
So,
I'm currently working on that.
So we need a motion to approve the foundation MOU as it's been presented.
I'll second.
Just roll call, please. Any other questions or?
Kristen?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Josh?
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Larry,
Oh,
Tate,
Yes. Hey, that is for new business, unless there's anything that, I think added, board development,
Kevin.
nothing in fun. Item 14 is foundation.
I just wanted to highlight a couple of things from the foundation report that's in your packet and a couple of changes since I wrote this. The funding requests that we approved in our December meeting, I didn't tell you what the blue highlights are. Those are all new programs this year that the foundation is sponsoring. So just in case you're wondering what the blue line means, that's what that means. So the other things are ones that we traditionally sponsored, we renewed and introduced a bunch of new programs too, that we're very excited about. So. In the partners luncheon announcement, I just found out over the weekend that they decided to postpone that. They just want to kind of feel the waters of in-person programs, so they didn't want to go too far in planning that. So hopefully we'll reschedule that soon once we get more direction on in-person programs and meetings. And another thing I wanted to highlight is that January is our Stay at Home and Read fundraiser. It's promoting reading and getting people to resolve to read, and this week was perfect to get people to stay home and read. This weekend is going to be even better. So really, we're trying to encourage people to check out some library books, go home, make a nice meal, and any money that you would have saved on babysitters and dinner and everything else going out, donate it instead to the foundation so we can continue our work at the library. So you'll see some more promotion and social media posts and some things around that this week. We're really accelerated that, but it does run through the end of the month. So maybe a few more snowstorms and we'll get to our fundraising goal. But that's all I have today.
Great, thanks. What do we normally get in terms of sponsorship amount for the mini golf? Like where 4,000 is low in relation to where we normally?
I think, well, our goal is 13,000. That's what we brought in 2020 when we had it. So right now we've had renewals
Very
and
low.
yeah, we're following up with some people that we haven't heard from.
Okay. Thank you very much. Comments from the public? Can you tell if anyone wants to? Doesn't appear to be. No comments from the public? Okay. I believe that's it. Motion to adjourn the meeting unless I missed something.
I move to adjourn the meeting.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Hey.
All right.
Partial good with my tenure, not 40 minutes.